Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the United Community Channel. And we are back with another Manchester United news show. And it's been a few days, so we've plenty to get into and plenty to talk about. So I'm happy to be back. It's been a few days, like I said, but great to be back talking about Manchester United. And we do have plenty to talk about. The international, I suppose the international friendlies are over. I suppose the Nations League, thank God. So we're back with Premier League this weekend, and obviously we're back with a massive game for Manchester United, and that is away to Man City in the Manchester Derby. So it's a massive weekend for Manchester United, and a massive week in general. Let me plug in my phone here. We forgot to put it on charge. Make sure we keep everybody in. Cooper, good to see you in there as well. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Anyone who's joining as well, guys, please smash a like on the video as well. Tap the screen for me if you're watching on TikTok. Helps the channel out an awful lot. Gets more people into the chat. A T is in from the UK, an LFC fan. You're more than welcome, pal. Thanks for joining us. Sector TV is in as well there. Good to see you guys. But look, guys, we've got plenty to get into and plenty to talk about. We're going to talk, obviously, anyone who's watching on YouTube will know the title of the thumbnail there is Cristiano Ronaldo finished. So we're going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and talk about his current form and maybe the future that the rest of the season holds for him at Manchester United. So we're going to get into that as well. We're going to talk about maybe potential replacements for Cristiano Ronaldo. In January, are Manchester United going to go back into the transfer window? Again, there's been some links in the last few days with potential additions to Erik Ten Hag's squad in January, so we'll get into that as well. We're also going to talk about the international, I suppose, break and how Manchester United players got on. Very positive all round, and basically a clean bill of health coming back. I think the only major concern that we're looking at is Harry Maguire in relation to maybe an injury we seen he did limp out of England's game after the game. So we'll get into that as well. We're also going to talk about potential new signing in a goalkeeper with maybe one going out and one going in, which has been breaking today as well. So we'll get into that as well. And also, look, of course, we'll discuss the derby on Sunday. Obviously, Manchester United and Manchester City go head-to-head in the Etihad on Sunday, and a big game there. I'm going to be doing my match preview for it tomorrow anyway, so but we'll have a chat and we'll see how we get on. And happy days. And of course, any thoughts or any comments or any questions or anything, feel free to get them into the chat there as well. Great to see so many people in there as well. Vincent is in from South Africa again. Good to see you, Vincent. Bannick is in. Has to be illegal if United are allowed to spend more this year. Well, look, if the money is there, the money is there. I think as fans we won't be too concerned about, I think, especially with FIFA Fair Play, it does limit clubs in relation to what they spend. But I think when you have the revenue that Manchester United bring in every year, it does allow them to spend, that little bit more. But yeah, Cooper says Delors scored 2 goals for Portugal. He certainly did. So we'll get into that as well. But like I said, please smash a like on the video, guys, if you haven't done so. Share it to any friends you think might want to watch as well. And you can subscribe both on YouTube and on TikTok as well if you wish to do so. But let's get into it. And I suppose the main topic we're going to talk about is Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, obviously, he was probably our player of the year last year. Well, he was our player of the year last year, in relation to, the performances he put in what was a very, very poor season. Probably the worst in living memory for Manchester United. So, he's coming off the back of a good, I suppose, a good individual season. He scored, was it 24 goals he scored? And of course then we know that he made it clear, and it was no secret that he wanted to leave Manchester United in the summer. Didn't get his move in the end. And Erik Ten Hag came in. He skipped pre-season. Now look, obviously there was, reports suggesting that it was due to family, and we have to take that, as truth, because we don't know anything else. But so he basically missed the full pre-season. So Ten Hag has used him sparingly this year. He only has 1 goal for Manchester United so far this season, and that's in the Europa League against Sheriff, I think it was, and it was from the penalty spot as well. Sharma is in. Good to see you, pal. So yeah, and I mean, look, he's after playing 2 games this week as well for Portugal in the Nations League without scoring a goal. Now I think he did have 1 assist, but they beat their first game. They won 4-0. That we're talking about. That Cooper is mentioning there. The low score 2. So and he didn't get on the score sheet. So there has been even calls in Portugal from local Portuguese journalists that Portugal could potentially have a better World Cup without Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, I don't think the reports really suggested that he was to be dropped out of the squad completely or anything like that. But I think there was talks maybe of, should he really be starting for Portugal? Should he be, guaranteed starting 11 every week? And there's been some cause for that. Now, the Portuguese manager Santos has suggested that he will not drop Ronaldo to the bench. So obviously it does look like he's going to continue to play. But for a player that scored so many goals throughout his career, and his whole career is based around goals, I suppose the last maybe 2 months or so have been worrying in relation to form for him. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you think he can turn it around? Do you think Erik ten Hag should give him a chance maybe of starting? Because if we look at it now, by all accounts, again, I'm not 100% sure, and I think we'll find out tomorrow or the next day once Ten Hag does his pre-match interview on maybe the fitness of other players, the likes of Anthony Martial, because we don't know if he's going to be fit or not for Sunday. So, Cristiano Ronaldo, again, might be the only fit number 9, but we've seen so far this season that even without a fit number 9, Ten Hag has, chosen not to start him and play him from the bench. So it's going to be interesting to see on Sunday. What would I do? To be honest with you, I would probably not start Cristiano Ronaldo on Sunday, and it's even hearing myself say that sounds a bit strange, but I think how we've performed against, I suppose, the better teams that have played higher up the field with high lines and things. Obviously, the Liverpools and Arsenals come to mind straight away. We play with more of a counter-attacking style of play under Ten Hag, with pace in behind. And I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo gives us the kind of pace that a Rashford would give us, or even a Martial if he was fully fit, things like that. So I think it's going to be interesting. Jonathan, thanks for the gift on TikTok, appreciate it. Keep smashing the like button as well, guys, on TikTok if you haven't done so. Let's get more people into the chat here. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, look, I'd like to know what you think. Do you think Ronaldo should maybe start on the weekend? Do you think he can turn this form around? If Martial is fully fit, would you bring him straight back into the team? Again, it's going to be interesting to see what Ten Hag says in his interview. Let's see what people are saying in the chat here. The last poet is in and says, it's so obvious he wants to go. Just let him off in January and move on. Bring in Ivan Toney. Aaron is in. Good to see you, pal. Cooper says, if Ronaldo wants to go, he can go. We are better without him. And it hurts me to say that. And Aaron says, I'd play him as a super sub from now, maybe the last 20. Okay, and Sharma says, looking at the title, I say CR7 is not finished. Okay, interesting. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here as well. Let me see. Bum, bum, bum. Ronaldo will still be our top scorer at the end of the season, says Anthony. Okay, interesting. I think you will need to get the game time, though. I really do. And I mean, I certainly do think he can be our top goal scorer by the end of the season. But Ten Hag is going to have to start playing him. He's going to have to start playing him fast. I really do think so. Who will win Saturday, Arsenal or Spurs? I don't know. I hope Spurs, hopefully. Anthony says, you keep Ronaldo in your team. Of course, he can turn it around. It's Ronaldo. Okay, well, there you go. Well, the one thing I would throw back at you there, Anthony, and obviously not disagreeing with you, because he's a phenomenal player. These players have to slow up eventually, and Ronaldo is not going to be any different to anybody else. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does get on over the next maybe 2 to 3 months, or maybe 2 months or so, say before the World Cup, however long that's going to be, 6 weeks I think, and see what kind of game time he gets and what kind of performances he's putting in, because I have a feeling that he knows that he's not number one choice at Manchester United under Ten Hag, and I think he's more so concentrating on maybe the World Cup more than anything else. But let's see what happens. Navigator says, sorry to say, I think his days are done, unfortunately. Still think he is faster, than any player in United. I don't think he is. He's not faster than Rashford. Certainly not faster than Rashford. Whatever about maybe Martial or someone like that. Positive says Ronaldo just isn't who he once was. We need to stretch Man City's defence. And yeah, that goes back to what I was saying there as well in relation to, especially when teams are playing a high line, we see how well it worked against the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, teams that do play a higher line. And that you would be expecting to have more possession of the ball than the likes of maybe a Southampton that we played against, or Leicester, teams like that. Obviously, all due respect to them. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what way Ten Hag sets up. Does he have a trick up his sleeve? Because obviously, if Guardiola is looking at this from the other side, he's going to see what Ten Hag done against Liverpool and Arsenal, and he's going to say, well, how do I counter that? So, I'm really looking forward to the game on the weekend, I have to say. Let's see. Thomas says Ronaldo takes away from the style that United are trying to play. Still a baller all the same. I agree, absolutely. LJ says, when will Greenwood? I'm not talking about Greenwood anymore, guys. I appreciate the comments coming in. There's no update, and we'll all know when there's an update on that. So let's leave it there. Scott says, this is crazy. Ronaldo has and always will be a game changer. Even the bench is world class. Yeah, look, well, he's not always going to be a game changer, and that's the point I'm trying to dig deep into here. Is his time and is his reign at the top finally coming to an end? Because nobody can do it forever, and he won't always be a game changer. He won't always be able to score goals. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I think how professional he's been and how well he's, looked after himself over the years. I certainly do think he has, a couple of years left in playing the game, but at what level? Anthony says, so happy Maguire's on the bench. I see our left back is speaking up for him. The other two, yeah, I mean, look, Maguire and Shaw, I think over the last week or so, ever since the international break started, and Maguire has come out fighting and Luke Shaw's coming out talking now and they're backing up each other. I think it's the old mentality at Manchester United, and there's not much of a reaction from Manchester United fans, which is great to see. We just don't care anymore. The positivity is there. We have new players. We have players who want to play. We have players with heart and desire, and that are not going around with this negativity. So it's great to see. Why is your chair invisible? I don't know. LJ says, is Marcus ready for the derby? I'm not 100% sure. The last thing I seen was that it was 50-50 whether he would be available or not. Again, we'll know more once Ten Hag does his interview. Is it tomorrow or Friday? I'm not 100% sure when it is. We'll have a reaction video to it anyway. But yeah, and I think Anthony Martial is in the same boat as well. Aaron says, going to be a tough game for you at the weekend. It certainly is, absolutely. I don't think anyone is going to get an easy game against Man City this season. And Bart says, Ronaldo been on the down since he left Madrid. Still good, but not top class anymore. Yeah, I'd agree. I think it's the best way to... but he could go and score a hat-trick against City on the weekend. You never know. His legs are gone, says Aaron. Sharmer says to play on Sunday. Cooper says... Jack, have you got FIFA 23 yet? I haven't. It's actually out tomorrow. Sorry, it's out Friday in Ireland, but I'm actually flying to Italy on Friday morning for a few days away with my family. So I'm not going to have it until I get back next week. So we're going to be starting the FIFA. What's it called? FIFA. Yeah, I'm going to be starting a FIFA club stream. I have a brain fart, but anyway, look, yeah, I'm going to be playing FIFA 23 from not next week. I'm going to be doing it from the following Tuesday. So a week from Tuesday, I'll be starting FIFA 23, and I'm going to be career mode. Sorry, is what I'm trying to say. I'll be doing career mode. So anyone who hasn't followed, I'm going to be doing it on Twitch. We already have a Twitch channel, and make sure you go over and follow the Twitch channel. It's United Community Channel. Anyone watching on TikTok, you can click on my homepage. The link is there to all the social medias, and anyone watching on YouTube, link is pinned to the top of the chat, or you can scan the QR code on the screen as well. So yeah, we're starting a career mode. Now, it's going to be a very interactive career mode, I have to say, because I haven't played FIFA in a long, long time. And I think we're going to have some laughs at how poor I'm going to be at it. So yeah, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your suggestions about who to sign, what way to set up my team and stuff like that. So I hope you can jump on live. We'll be doing it on Twitch. But look, if you can't make it, I'll be putting up the videos maybe on YouTube the following day. So you can catch them on the YouTube channel as well. So anyone watching on TikTok, make sure that you do subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Again, link is on my homepage. And we're live there at the moment as well. We do our watch-alongs there as well if you want to go and check it out. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, I suppose, look, let's move on in relation to other areas of Manchester United and potential ins and outs in the goalkeeping department. And it's been suggested today that Manchester United have been asked to be kept abreast of Oblak's situation at Atletico Madrid in relation to him potentially leaving next summer or in January. It's been suggested by numerous outlets that, let me just double check it here and let me see where I saw it. So I just want to double check, is it actually January or is it next summer? So potentially basically what it is Atletico Madrid are interested in taking David De Gea back to Atletico Madrid because they understand that Oblak could potentially leave. I think it's probably next summer, but let me see, can I find it? So basically you would be looking at a swap deal, Oblak going to Manchester United with David De Gea going in the opposite direction. Now, I'm not 100% sure in relation to finances what way you would be looking. Would there be maybe a transfer fee from one team to the other? Would they have to pay us or would we have to pay them? I presume Oblak would probably cost more than David De Gea would. So you would be looking at Manchester United potentially having to pay a transfer fee on top of letting David De Gea go in the opposite direction. So, and it's something that we mentioned previously, and we mentioned throughout the summer when we were talking about transfers in and out, and there was talk about potentially Manchester United looking at a new goalkeeper. I suppose the whispers and the suggestions that were coming out of Manchester United were that there's, I suppose, more important areas of the team that we do have to strengthen first. And obviously Erik ten Hag has done that for Manchester United. We've strengthened our back four greatly. We've strengthened our midfield greatly as well. And we've also strengthened our forward line in the addition of the likes of Anthony. So we have strengthened the areas that he's wanted to strengthen. Now, obviously, there are continuous, parts of the squad that need upgrading. I think we need another right back to challenge Delors. We do need another centre back, I think, as cover, or even as, I suppose, again, challenging the likes of Martinez and Varane there. I think we could do with another centre midfielder as well. I do. I worry when we do get a couple of injuries how we fare out. But again, look, it does seem to suggest that Ten Hag is moving a lot quicker than he thought he would have, and I think maybe this is a reason why we signed the likes of Dubravka on only a short-term deal. It was a season-long loan, and I think the reason we done this was because I have a feeling we were in for a big-name goalkeeper throughout the summer. Now, I don't know who it was, but I'm just speculating here. And when that didn't happen, we did need a backup option. But the reason why we went for a short-term option is because potentially the goalkeeper that we were going for was not available during the summer, but would be available next summer. And it does lead in pretty cleanly to this Oblak story, to Manchester United with De Gea going in the opposite direction. So I think this is something that could very well be on the cards for Manchester United. I do think Oblak is a very good goalkeeper. He's one of the top goalkeepers in Europe, as is David De Gea. But what he has more so than De Gea is his footwork. And it is something that Erik ten Hag is very, I suppose, strict in relation to what he wants from his goalkeeper. Now, De Gea has improved in relation to his footwork, but I don't think it's ever going to be to the level that Ten Hag wants it to be at. So, and again, I said it early doors when Ten Hag came in, that I did not think De Gea was going to be the long-term goalkeeper under the Ten Hag regime. And I will be surprised if he goes in January or next summer that soon. But if it's what the manager is wanting to do, and it's the way he wants to bring his team forward and Manchester United forward, then look, I'm all for it. I really am. I've said it on multiple occasions that I'm all for whatever this manager decides to do. If he decides he wants a new goalkeeper, that's okay. I'm for it. You know, he said on multiple occasions now that they're not just going out to buy players, they're going out to buy the right players. So we have to trust him in the players that he goes out and gets. You know, we really do. I do think it would be a great signing. Obviously, let me just check his profile here. He's 29 years of age, so there's not a massive difference in relation to age. But you know, he is a top goalkeeper. He really is. And I do think if he is available next summer, Manchester United will have competition for him. There is talks of Spurs as well having interest in him, that they're looking to bring him to in under Antonio Conte, and I think he probably would be tempted by that as well. Again, if it is a deal that's going to be next summer, a lot will depend on where Manchester United and the likes of Spurs finish up in the league. If we both get Champions League football, it could be the a flip of a coin. But if Spurs get top four and we don't, then you would be expecting them to maybe lean towards going to a team with Champions League. So it's an interesting story, and it's one that's going to run on over the next weeks and months into January and potentially on to next summer as well. So I'd like to know what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think we should stick with De Gea? Do you think we should maybe, if you had the option of switching, getting Oblak in instead of him, would you go for that as well? Let us know. Let's see what people are saying here. My bro just told me he doesn't know one Oblak. Twig said if David is sold, it's Eric's bin bag from now on, or Eric's ball bag. Cottle is in as well. Good to see you, Cottle. And let's see what people are saying here on TikTok. Nikki says, I said we should have done it last season. And Imran is in. Good to see you as well, pal. Yawa is in and says, do you think Maguire will be let go, or the English media will influence United to keep him? I don't think he'll be let go. No, I don't. I think he's a good option for a backup at the moment. I do think he will be used throughout the season, and I think I don't think we're going to get through the season without having the likes of injuries to our centre backs, and we're going to be in a lot of competitions. We're going to be in the Europa League. We're going to be in the Carabao Cup. We're going to be in the FA Cup. The league is a long slog as well. So he's going to be used. I don't think he should start. I don't think he should be anywhere near our first choice, given how well the two boys have been playing, Varane and Martinez. But yeah, I certainly do think he's a good backup there. I do. Cooper says we think we should keep De Gea. Positive says Oblak would be a good option, but how much would Madrid want from him? And that's the question. That's the question. If we're giving De Gea in the opposite direction, and there's not much in terms of age gap between them. It's not like we're getting a 21-year-old, Donnarumma or someone like that when he went to PSG. We're getting a 29-year-old as well. So would it be a straight swap deal? I think if Atletico Madrid are coming in and looking for 40 million with David De Gea, I would be telling them to jog on. Keep De Gea, get in a young, hungry goalkeeper to really challenge him, and bred him into the team over the next 2 or 3 years. That's what I would be thinking. Kevin says, terrible player, starting 1-0 when he starts. That's obviously in relation to Maguire. Anthony says, our goalkeeper has been our best player for the guts of 10 years, a United legend. I agree with you, Anthony. I absolutely do agree with you that he has probably been our best player over the last 10 years on an average basis. He hasn't been consistently our best player because he's had seasons where he's been poor, but he has had a number of seasons, 2 or 3 seasons in a row there, where he was absolutely probably the best goalkeeper in the world. But you have to look at the way that we were playing under the managers where he had them good seasons. We played very direct football. We weren't very good. We weren't very possession based, and he wasn't used as a sweeper keeper. Now Ten Hag wants a sweeper keeper. The way the so-called modern game is played, the way the Guardiolas, the Klopps, the Contes, the Thomas Tuchels, these kind of coaches play, they need a goalkeeper as, an extra player that can have the ball at his feet. I don't think long-term De Gea is the solution for that. But I agree with you, he's been probably our best player over the last 10 years. Carl says, do you think Tammy Abraham... Do you think Tammy Abraham could come back to the Villa? I don't think he's going to come back to... I think if you're saying Aston Villa, no, I don't think so. But I do think there's going to be a lot of teams in for him next summer. Manchester United potentially being one of them. Keep smashing the like button as well for us, guys. Let's try and get it up to 5,000 likes. We're nearly at 1,500 on TikTok already. Keep tapping that screen for me. Helps out the channel an awful lot. You can also subscribe on TikTok as well if you do want a chance to join one of these lives and get your opinions in. You can do that as well if you're a subscriber. It's one of the extra bonuses you get. Andrew says, like the one we just sold, you mean to Forest? Yeah, exactly. Potato says, Shamrock Rovers would beat that Irish team. Mo from South Africa is in. Good to see you, pal. Dean Henderson was a good keeper. He is, and he's still a Manchester United player. But I don't know, has he burnt his bridges with some of the statements he's come out with when he left? I don't know. G-Man says, De Gea is old-fashioned. Staying too long is not a modern-day footballer. And user says, Martial is good at footwork. He will cause problems now that the likes of Stones are injured. Absolutely. Anthony says, I would stick with him. He had the guts to come out and put his hands up when he made a mistake. Absolutely, I agree with you there. Artie Man says, I'm going to be visiting UK next week. I want to see a game. Great. Well, anyone who's watching, I do have 2 tickets available for the final Europa League game. If anybody is interested in purchasing them, send me a DM either on TikTok or on Instagram. It's the game in Old Trafford on the 27th of October. I can't make the game myself, so if you're interested in going, hit me up on Instagram or on TikTok. DM me if you're interested in the tickets, and I can send them to you. Let's see. Carl says, no, we're not talking about Mason Greenwood anymore, Carl. Let's see. Jack, did you watch the Sidemen charity game? Says Cooper. I watched the highlights of it. There were some questionable performances there. The likes of who was the goalkeeper? Cal the Dragon. Oh man. I'd say if they had a goalkeeper in the goal, probably the Sidemen wouldn't have scored any goals at all. But yeah, Goldbridge gave a masterclass in the charity match as Cottle, absolutely. But yeah, let's see. Mo says, I still believe in Ronaldo. He's the best in our era. So yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to the goalkeeping situation, we're going to move on now. But obviously, with the goalkeeping situation at Manchester United, it is something that I do think we're going to see dragging on over the next weeks and months and into next summer potentially. Because look, I don't think De Gea is going to be the long-term goalkeeper for Manchester United, for Ten Hag specifically. But yeah, Irish says, my son with Arsenal, he's a left winger. Great, good, happy days. Fair play. But yeah, I suppose let's move on. And it's supposedly it's been leaked. I don't know, is it been leaked or is it actually true or not yet, but it has been suggested online in the last hour or so that Marcus Rashford has won Player of the Month for September. Premier League Player of the Month, not Manchester United Player of the Month, which is a brilliant achievement for him and great to see. If it is true, I see a couple of people mentioning it on Twitter there, a couple of accounts. So if it is true, it's... it's great to see, and I think it'll do his confidence the world of good. I really do. I think he would. I think he's going to benefit from it an awful lot. It'll give him. He looked like he's been lacking a bit of confidence, even with the performances. Some of the performances he's put in this year. I don't think his confidence is back to where it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So it's good for him, and it can only help us going forward in relation to the United squad and. And the season, as a whole. I do think Ten Hag thinks highly of him. Even the game against Arsenal, he scored 2 and assisted 1. I didn't think he played particularly well, which is funny to say. But look, I hope he gets back to where he wants to be and where we all want him to be. But look, he's certainly going in the right direction, I have to say. Let's see. Why we never got Nick Pope says Mo. Upright says Ronaldo is the best, but we need to drop him. And Vic says Ronaldo will score 3 in the derby. I hope so. I think Pickford is better than Allback. I don't rate Pickford at all. I have to say I really don't rate him. I think he's highly overrated. I think he's irrational. I think he's a bit of a nutcase as well. I don't rate him at all. Rashford getting confidence back slowly but surely, says Mo as well. Absolutely. He could be better than some players at the club, says Cooper. And Cottle says we should sign Cal the Dragon. Proved it in the Garden League, so why can't he do it for Man United? Absolutely. But yeah, I suppose let's get on to the game on the weekend. And obviously it's a huge game in relation to, I suppose, our top 4 hopes, and I suppose every game is, but obviously it's the derby, and we're going away to the Etihad, and you would have to say City have been in scintillating form. They really have, and they're going to be quite difficult to overcome on the weekend. Now that's not saying I don't have faith that we can. I do think we can, and I think seeing how we played and seeing how smart and cunning Ten Hag was with his tactics against the likes of the Liverpools and the Arsenals and in the season overall, really, so far, obviously the 2 games at the start excluding, I think it does give us hope and it gives us confidence that we can go on and get a result in the Etihad. I really do think we can. I don't think City are overly solid at the back. Obviously, Ten Hag does like to chop and change his teams. Historically down through the years, he's done that. John Stones limping off with a hamstring injury for England during the week is certainly a positive for Manchester United. And again, I go back to a lot of the, well, I suppose the 2 main games that we've had, against top 6 opposition this season is in relation to Liverpool and Arsenal. I think it's going to come down to their attack versus our defence and who comes out on top on that. And I think over the 2 games that we've played against Liverpool and Arsenal, our defence has come out on top over both of their attacks. And I think that has given us the platform to go on and win the game. Now, again, we do have to take our chances when they show themselves to us within the game. And we've done that so far this season. We have taken our chances. Rashford has taken his chances. Anthony, in his first game. Bruno Fernandes has been playing very well. So we have been taking our chances when they've been coming. And I do think we're going to have to be very, very clinical on Sunday if we are to come out of the Etihad with any kind of a result. But I do think that our back 4 and the stability that they have maybe provided for Manchester United over the last 4 to 6 weeks has given us that platform to go on and win games, and it's breeding confidence throughout the team, and I don't like saying back four, because I probably should say back five, because David De Gea is key to that as well. You can see an awful lot throughout the game. I like to watch De Gea throughout the game, even when there's a wide shot. I like to watch him if he's within the shot, to see is he organising, is he pointing, is he talking to people, and he does seem to be doing that an awful lot more. And the likes of Varane is doing it as well. Ever since Harry Maguire has been dropped, I'm seeing Varane taking charge of that back four, being that, that orchestrator, and letting Martinez beside him be the little terrier, going rah, 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 at people's heels. So it's great to see, and I think if the back four again, if it is going to be Dalot, I don't see why it wouldn't be Dalot, Malacia, Varane and Martinez. If it is that back four again, and they can give us that solid foundation in the game, limit Man City's chances, I do think we can come out of the Etihad with a result. I do think if we are to win, we're going to have to score more than one goal, because I do think City will score. And why? Because Erling Haaland plays for him, and it's but wouldn't it be great for him to be stopped, and for United to be the team to stop him, and Martinez to be the man to stop him, because there's been a lot of talk over the last, ever since I suppose Martinez signed, about what's going to happen when he comes up against the likes of Haaland. We'll see on Sunday, and hopefully we can come out on top. I really, really hope we do. Let's see what people are saying here. The last post said, I never thought I'd say it, but I think we might snatch something, especially if Eriksen plays. Cooper says, I'm with you. Sharmer says, one day I will be the next Ronaldo. Coach told me I have loads of potential to play in the Premier League. Well, just keep working hard, pal. Graham is in, good to see you, pal, and says, someone needs to pocket Haaland. Absolutely. And that comes down to our defence versus their attack again, and I think that's going to be vital. I really do. Cooper says Ronaldo if he plays. Twig says Sharmer, good luck, lad. What position are you? Slabby is the man for the job, Graham. I play some blah blah blah. Let me see. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here. Artie Man says, I'm visiting from California from October the 7th to 17th. Which game should I go to? There's plenty there. We're going to have a game every 3 days, Artiman, so you'll be able to go to any of them if you want to. There'll be games on all the time. Let's see. Mo says Eriksen and Casemiro in the centre, and we can win. And I mean, I think that is going to be, now that you bring it up, it is going to be interesting to see how Ten Hag goes. Will he go with Scott McTominay again, or will he bring in Eriksen finally? Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. With all the stopping and starting, it's hard to get into it, says Barney. Well, look, to be honest now, with the game, if you're talking about the games now, Barney, it's T, you're talking about blocking. Well, if you want to block, just block away. I don't mind, pal. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, all the stopping and starting, I think, is over and done with now. Basically, we are going to have, and it's great for football fans. Like, I'm looking at my calendar here now, and let's see. So we have a match Sunday, a match Thursday, a match Sunday, a match Thursday, a match Sunday, a match Wednesday, a match Saturday, a match Tuesday, or sorry, Thursday. So I mean, a match. So we're having games every 2 to 3 days, and once that ends, then boom, World Cup. So games every day, multiple games every day, watch-alongs every day. We're going to be doing them all. We're going to be doing all the watch-alongs. Well, obviously not all of the watch-alongs. But I do want to know from everybody who I should be supporting in the World Cup, because obviously I'm from Ireland and I need someone to follow during the World Cup. And look, obviously I'm not going to be following England, so I need to support someone during the World Cup, and I need someone to really get behind, so I can do all of the watch-alongs for them, and hopefully it's someone that we can, see go maybe far into the tournament. I'm thinking I might go with Brazil. I'm thinking I might go with Brazil. I have this, I don't know, I have a feeling it's going to be Brazil's year. I don't know why. It's just, look, there's a few Manchester United players there, first of all. So for that reason, I think it would make it a lot easier for me to support Brazil. But I don't know, I just have a feeling that Brazil are due a World Cup. I just think they're due one. It's been 2002. It's been 20 years on the nose. So I don't know. I'll make a decision. Let me know what you think. There's people saying Brazil, Portugal, Argentina, Brazil, definitely the Yeah, we could get the samba going, Ricey. Being Irish, we should go for France. I'm never supporting France after what Thierry Henry done to us with that handball. Never. Cooper says maybe Germany. But yeah, look, and I think I actually have a Brazil jersey as well, somewhere upstairs. Maybe, or do I? I'm not sure. I think it might have to go with Brazil, lads. I really do. But look, I'm going to try and do a watch along every day for the World Cup. They're going to be on, throughout the day, and there's going to be some on in the evening times as well. So I'll give ye an update as I get them on when and what watch-alongs we're going to be doing for the World Cup. But we're going to have loads of content. We really are. So I hope, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Anyone watching on TikTok who hasn't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, link is on my homepage. We do all of our watch-alongs there as well. We do the full experience, scoreboard, timer, ticker tape, all of that good stuff. So yeah, make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. And anyone on YouTube, make sure you follow on TikTok as well. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you're following on all platforms as well. Have we got anything else to talk about before we go? Anything else you want to talk about? Any questions coming into the chat here? Let's see what people are saying. Anyone know what way Pogba is playing? Says Anthony. I'm not 100% sure, Anthony, to be quite honest with you. Only two nations, either Portugal or Brazil. But for me, go with Brazil, lad, says user. Smith says Argentina I should be going for. Let's see. The butcher will break up Haaland, says Aaron. I hope so. I really do hope so. Let's see. Cooper says, do you have a Man United calendar? I don't. I just have a calendar printed out off the internet month by month. So, yeah, that's what I go by. So, I mean, I literally have some kind of content coming up every day for October, bar a couple of Saturdays. We do the podcast every Monday, which we're going to start now that the football is back. I'm going to try and get it going every Monday. We have predictions going up on TikTok nearly every day. We're going to have match previews every couple of days as well for the upcoming United games. We're going to have watch-alongs then, obviously, for the United games as well. And I'm going to be carrying that over then into the likes of the World Cup as well, where, we'll be doing previews for certain games. I'll be doing match predictions. I'll be doing watch-alongs and stuff like that. So we're going to have an absolute shit ton of content over the next month or two, so make sure you're subscribing. Will Maguire go in January, and will we get a new forward? No, Maguire's not going to go in January. Absolutely no way. I'd be surprised if he even went in the summer. He's a good backup. He's a good backup to have, but that depends whether he wants to be a backup or not. We just want to see some good football. May the best country win. Absolutely. Let's go and support Argentina, says Smith. And let's see. Cooper says, I love your background. Yeah, that's the background. I got it made online. I like it. Oshin says, see today, All Black coming in. Who would you like if we changed De Gea? And yeah, we just spoke about that, Oshin. So, potential swap deal with All Black coming to United and De Gea going in the opposite direction. Would it be something people are up for? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I did mention it already. I don't think De Gea is going to be the long-term solution or the long-term first choice for Erik ten Hag. But look, it remains to be seen. Let's see what happens. I don't think this is a story that's going to go away over the next few weeks and months. So, let's just keep an eye on it. But look, guys, it's been a great watch along. First one back in nearly a week. So I'm delighted for it. A news show. I can't wait to get back doing watch alongs. We're doing the watch along from Italy. I'm going to be in Italy this Sunday, so I'm going to be doing it from there. So I mightn't have all of the fancy backgrounds going on YouTube or anything like that, but I certainly will be doing it. So make sure you're following. Like I said then as well, the following week then, so we have Sunday, we have the watch along, we have the podcast Monday, then we have the Europa League on Thursday. So yeah, busy week coming up. So in the next week or so, we'll have 2 watch alongs to do, and there's going to be plenty of content going out. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, guys. If you haven't already done so, please take a second, smash a like on the video. Subscribe as well if you haven't done so to the YouTube channel. Anyone watching on TikTok, daily Manchester United content. If you haven't done so, please hit the follow button and follow along on TikTok. And do me a favour, hit the subscribe button on YouTube as well. We're closing in on 4,000 watch hours as well, so we're nearly ready to hit that monetize button as well. So all of the help I can get, the better. I really appreciate it. I really love doing it, so hopefully if you continue to watch, I continue to do it. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let me see. So I'm going to have the Manchester Derby preview video up on YouTube tomorrow in the afternoon, sometime maybe anywhere between 2 and 4 o'clock, so keep an eye out for that. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you hit the bell notification as well, so you get notified when we put up some new content, and do the same on TikTok as well. If you're following the account, hit the bell notification on the top right, and you'll get notified anytime we go live, or anytime we put up a new TikTok, and make sure you hit that like button for me. But it's been great, guys. Thanks to everyone who's been on. I'll be back on again on Friday night for our news show. Hopefully we'll have some updates. And then obviously you'll see again from Sunday. I'll be doing the watch along from Italy. But until then, guys, thanks to everyone for tuning in. See you then. Peace out.